Sheila from UK, when doing the curriculum for the third semester, please can you include teaching us how to find the articles you're reading in the Zohar?
Okay, no problem.
For me too. Okay, John from the UK, what is the evil eye? I guess it's because Eddie spoke about the evil eye in the last time. I knew you would ask many questions on that. And also Jake from Italy asks, what is the evil eye?
Jake?
Jake from Italy.
What is the evil eye? We are in a network, an integral network, that we're all connected by our intentions, thoughts, and you know that today some scientists are beginning to find a proof for this. You know, the research of connected that we spoke about of Christakis and many other examples. And in this reality, I totally depend on anyone. And mostly, not just anyone, because we have different circles or different layers. Like from the most inner one, those who have the points in the heart who are more connected to the Creator, and less and less and less. So, when I'm, let's say, here, I depend on the thoughts of the friends, if I'm here, let's say. How do they consider me? What do they think of me? Are they jealous at me? Do they want me to succeed in the path or not? Do I want them to succeed in the path or not? And so we depend on the thoughts of many others, but mostly on those who are within my circle. And the evil eye, what we're talking about, are the bad thoughts of my friends towards me. Now, of course, they only think good of me, but if I'm doing or thinking bad of them, then I discover in this network how they also think bad of me. And Rav Leitman told, I think it was yesterday, that he was like a whole week, an entire week, he didn't come to study with Rabash. Just one entire week. And Rabash phoned him and asked what's going on, because Rav Leitman was his, personal, the most close man to him, years like this. And then one week he cannot come. And Rav Leitman is saying on the phone, I simply cannot come. I cannot make myself come to the lesson. And then Rabash told Rav that there is an evil eye, that the students were jealous at him, and this is why he could not, he was depending on them. The group was jealous at him, so he could not come. He lost his desire or was prevented from coming. And then Rabash did some corrections and Rav Leitman could again come. So this is how we depend on our circle.
Really, that just two little things that I would add. This is really a difficult concept to understand, because we're used to understand it from like the beliefs of our grandmothers of the evil eye. It's really quite not the same. There are two sentences from our sages. One is, don't put a stone in the way of the wicked, meaning that you should not place a disturbance in the way of an obstacle in the way of your friend. And actually, when you show them too much of your inner work and whatever, let's call it inner work, you may put an obstacle in their way, and they may actually fall. So you do it not only for yourself, but only for them, but also for them. And the other thing is that there's also a phrase in the sages that there is a blessing on the hidden. That's why also in many cultures of the world, women do not speak about their pregnancy in the early weeks. And this is also the reason why we don't speak about the very inner spiritual things with others in the group. We do try to uplift their spirit. That's what Rabash said. The biggest present you can do to another is to uplift your spirit in a way. We do that. We always show ourselves uplifted, as you gave an advice to Jessica, right? In the last lecture.
Yes, she wrote letters, by the way, to the whole group, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I saw it. So that's exactly how it works. We show uplifting to our friends, and we get upliftings back, uplifting spirit back, and we're like investing in this common bank of the group and getting back from it when we need it. But we're trying not to speak about the most intimate feelings on the way. Emil from Bulgaria asks, after the preparation period, is it easier when we pass the Mahsom, and is it easier to climb the 125 degrees?
Let's say that it's much more faster, as Rav Leitman explains it. The most difficult point is to pass the barrier, to change a psychological, it's a psychological barrier, to change it from receiving to a reality of bestowal. But the moment you're doing this above your nature, then it's, you know, you can pass degrees and states like in a second. Time is very elastic. And there is a story about one Kabbalist that his disciple came to him and said, I passed, I don't remember how, dozens of states in 1 minute, and his master told, and I counted 400 states in 1 second. So we will pass it very quickly, but don't think that it's simpler than this reality. It's always an effort, always increasing the will to receive, and in comparison increasing the will to bestow. It's always an effort, it's always the work, because the only thing which defines our freedom of choice, our autonomy, ourselves, is this effort. This is what we have. So we're having in front of us a huge adventure.
Joseph from Hungary, will the Tzimtzum Aleph ever be annulled?
Annulled.
Simple.
Yes. No, Joseph.
No hope there.
The first Tzimtzum, the first restriction will never be annulled. Why? Because if it will be annulled, then we will always be in the opposite of form from the Creator. The first restriction says that we cannot receive, that we cannot use the will to receive with the intention to receive to ourselves. You remember why? Otherwise, we're totally the opposite of the Creator, and this is not the purpose of creation. We will always be receivers, and this is how we perceive our reality, through the will to receive. Our reality, our world. Everything exists here, only that we don't, we're not aware of the first restriction. And this is why we're trying to receive, and this is how, through this intention, we perceive our lives. So it will never be annulled. But the second restriction, yes, it can be corrected. And we can, because the purpose of creation is to use all of the vessels, the biggest vessels of reception, with the intention to bestow. So the end of correction really is when we're bestowing with the entire Malchut. But we're using it in order to bestow, with the intention to bestow to the Creator.
Andras from Hungary, how can we prepare to the Congress in the most effective way?
You should enter the site, our site of the Congress. Maybe, just maybe, we have it in the, we can see it, the site of the Congress, I'm not sure. It's the site, address is Euro Congress.
You can show my screen now.
Euro Congress.info. And you're going to get, can we see this? Thank you. Get prepared. And this is how you begin the most effective preparation to the Congress. Of course, after having registered to the Congress, which will be from tomorrow.